Hey friends, I'm getting ready to head out of town for work, and I thought it might be interesting to share with you what I take with me on the road when I have a sound design or a composing gig. So, everything I take with me, I try to fit into two bags, my carry on and personal item on the plane. That way, I always have everything with me, in a perfect world. Most of the heavy equipment goes in this. It's a hard case that's airplane carry-on dimensions. So most heavy-duty things are going to go in here, and everything that doesn't go in the hard case is going to go into my backpack. Again, that keeps everything with me. Worst case scenario, they have me check my hard case, and all of that stuff is fitting in there cozy and snug as a bug. You got your loose assembly of cables. There's a few XLRs in here. There's a splitter, an IEC cable, just one of anything extra that I might need. Most places I'm working with have, some sound equipment, so I'm having this stuff. But, this means that if I get stranded in Denver or, I end up, I don't know, shacking up at some cabin in the mountains, that I at least have the bare minimum to get stuff done. I also take a pencil condenser mic with me, just one. I keep it with me. I stuff it in a little velvet sack and I keep it in there. Again, most of the time I'm working with sound departments that have their own system, but if I do need to record something, I've got that there. I also pack a field recorder with me. This goes in my bag, so if something happens like on the spot, I'm ready for it, I pack a set of headphones with me. These Shores are my go-to set. These are Shure SRH 440s. They're my go-to headset. There's a bunch of presets in things like Waves NX that helps for creating a flat sound, which is helpful when you're away from your nice speakers in your nicely treated rooms, The next thing I pack up is a mini MIDI keyboard. This is great for composing on the go. This is a cheap one. I don't travel with anything super expensive. And to be honest, I don't really use anything super expensive because I work mostly in the box. Yeah, the Oxygen Pro Mini. This is the one that I use now. This is the sort of thing that if it were to get banged up, my last one of these sort of keyboards, I had for maybe 10 years. We had a car that we were broken into, and they didn't even take the keyboard, but what they did do was shattered glass into the keyboard. So there was shattered glass all through the keys themselves. So anyway, this is that kind of a situation. It's something that is not going to be the end of the world if something bad happens to it. It's got its own USB 2 to regular USB connection, so one of those will go in the hard case with it. I take a tablet. This goes in my backpack with me. I do a lot of remote controlling of sound systems using usually a QLab sound system for live theater stuff. And I do that through this. A lot of the times if I'm traveling locally or if I'm traveling a place that doesn't have their own set up Wi-Fi system, I'll bring my own little Wi-Fi system that I'll connect all of the sound system up to just for my convenience. So I can share files from my laptop directly to the house sound computer and be able to control things remotely using one of these tablets. I travel with 3 of these external hard drives typically. One of them is my main collection of files, including files for this show and other shows I may be working on along with other projects. Another one is just my library of samples and digital instruments. And then I have a third one that is my sound effects and production music library. It's all free sounds that I can use for live theater. That I can pull from, and then it also has some backups because I end up putting a lot of files together for these shows, and sometimes I go back to them to use them for references for future shows, and it's nice to be able to get to them. So anyway, all of these go in my backpack along with the cabling. All right, the rest of the things I got to show you are all connected still for the use of this production, so I'm going to show you some pictures real quick and talk through what I'm using. So, whoa, flip this around. That's cool. Sorry, just get lost in the infinite. Nice. Okay. A digital audio interface. This is the one that I travel with. I know a lot of people that work more expensive shows and more frequently than I do that travel with cheaper stuff. I'm talking Focusrite, but I love the sound of these and I travel with one of these, so this will go in the hard case. Over here is a large hub where I connect multiple inputs so I can put all those external hard drives. You see there's also an iLok for my Pro Tools, which is the workspace that I tend to use when I'm editing audio. Again, so all of that will travel with me as well. And of course you need the laptop. The interface and the USB hub, they go in the hard case, and the computer goes in my laptop. And of course, there's the laptop as well. I travel with that large USB hub, and then I also travel with a second little USB hub. This one can Velcro to the bottom of my laptop, and it travels easily. That way I can basically set up sort of a home base. I can set up sort of a home base in the theater or the space that I'm working in, but I can also quickly pivot and pull my laptop out and travel with it. So if I need it for a meeting, or if I need to work on something but I need to hear it on the other side of the room, all of that stuff is pretty easily doable. I think the only other thing, if I'm traveling locally, I usually carry with me like 100 feet of Ethernet cable. You never know when you're going to need more Ethernet cable. Yeah, then the trick is just getting it all to sit nicely with each other so it can handle the travel from where I am now to wherever I'm going.